When I was younger, it was more of like a thing I wanted to do for fun.
I started to see that she was starting to become a little bit different than everybody else.
I mean, everybody looks at like, wow, she scores 30 points a game, but she also gets 4 or 5 steals a game, 4 or 5 blocks a game.
She will be in bed at 10 o'clock if she knows she has a workout the next morning.
You know, Eva's like showtime.
My biggest inspiration to start playing was my dad.
I used to coach my older daughter Amanda's AAU team, and I used to bring Eva in the carrier to the practice, and I'd sit her on the sideline while I was coaching Amanda's team, AAU. Yeah.
And so she would sleep to the sound of buzzers and basketballs bouncing and coaching. It would soothe her. She would sleep. Yeah.
I think I noticed early on that she had some athleticism because she would go in the yard and do flips, and it was freaky athletic. I spent every day with her. We would wake up in the morning, I'd read her a book when she was, 5, 6, 7. And then when she got to, 7, 8 years old, I would take her in the yard and we'd dribble a basketball, for sure.
When I was younger, it was more of like a thing I wanted to do for fun. Like it wasn't a lot of pressure, but as I got older, it became more serious.
We put her in Parks and Rec.
Like 5.
Putnam Valley Parks and Rec. Yeah. And then as she got older, we started doing CYO and then AAU. But she really picked up basketball quick. She enjoyed it. And I was here and I coached her. We used to go every day. We would go down in the front yard and shoot hoops and dribble and practice.
They've sacrificed money, time. I mean, my AAU, like we had to fly to Kentucky. That wasn't easy to get to, so I really appreciate the time and effort they put in to watching me become who I am.
She will be in bed at 10 o'clock if she knows she has a workout the next morning, with a trainer or doesn't want to do certain things that maybe others are doing.
The commitment and dedication, like a lot of weekends when I had to go away to AAU, like I wanted to hang out with my friends and I couldn't because no one else was really doing that, so kind of took me away from having friends and everything.
I think that that shows who she is, and I think her friends respect that as well. They understand who she is and that she's serious about her basketball, and I think she gets a lot of respect from others about that too.
Those moments made you stronger, not just out of basketball, but in basketball as well.
It taught me to be more focused and locked into what I'm doing and not really have time to do things that everyone else is doing. So it makes me a different person, like partying and things. Like, since I really never did that, like I feel like it made me different, and that's why I'm on a different path than some of the people.
I think in her freshman year with Christy Deeney, I started to see that she was starting to become a little bit different than everybody else. In particular in her freshman year in the section championship game.
I feel like that was really, like, the feeling I felt was just so completely different than like anything else I felt in my basketball career, so I feel like that really meant a lot to me.
I mean, I was just wowed by the way she played. I mean, Putnam Valley had great players, Kelly and Ariana.
These girls were big and strong, and she wasn't sure how they would receive her. But she was embraced, which was really good for her, the older girls.
With the team I was on, we just all genuinely loved each other, so I thought it was just really important.
What is the difference between freshman year Eva and senior year Eva? How has she progressed in that manner to become who she is today?
Confidence. And her game has evolved. She's more of a scorer now. So she went from pass first to shoot first from freshman to senior year. When
we lost, in the state championship, that was a struggle. I felt like I couldn't do anything else for our team, and I just felt terrible because I feel like we should have never lost that game. I'm still happy for what we accomplished, and that we got that far is very impressive. No team in our school has ever done that for girls basketball, so.
I was happy to see that she was going to embrace that role that, you know, sometimes I'd say, well, why'd you pass the ball? Why didn't you just take that shot? She goes, because I wanted so-and-so to feel the way I do. I want everybody to feel the way I do when that shot goes in. She says, it's no fun if I'm the only one doing it. It's fun for everyone.
I think what makes Eva stand out is like I just said, her work ethic. I think her basketball IQ is very high. So you have a lot of kids that can score. You have other kids that are very good passers. You have kids that are great rebounders. But Eva has really developed in all aspects of the game.
I think Eva's greatest strength is that she's a well-rounded player. She doesn't do just one thing well. I mean, everybody looks at it like, wow, she scores 30 points a game. But she also gets 4 or 5 steals a game, 4 or 5 blocks a game, 10 rebounds a game, 5, 6, 7 assists a game. Just a really well-rounded player. And you can see that she thinks through not just this play to the next play to the next play, and does her best to make sure that other people around her are doing well.
I feel like for our class, like we didn't play like the top teams, like AA schools, like which we should have, because we could have won all those games. So I feel like people look down upon us for that reason. But I feel like no matter who we played, we were really good, well coached. We could have won all the games that we played.
Yeah, so I think when she gets to URI, she's going to be around kids that are the best from their areas, wherever they came from. And it's going to be very competitive. And I think the kids that win out in those situations are the kids that put in the most work. They hit the gym the most, they lift weights, and they push themselves. If Eva is willing to do that, she'll be successful. And thus far, I mean, she's been willing to put in the work, because, you know, every day after her PV practice, she'd stay and shoot 200 shots. She'd stay and lift weights. So thus far, she's shown she's willing to put the work in.
Yeah.
You know, Eva's like showtime. She puts on a show every time she steps out in the court. So we're really looking forward to the, you know, entertainment aspect of it. But, you know, just her ability to shoot the ball, score the ball, and then make others better with her ability to pass the ball. But what we're most excited about is, you know, Eva as a person. You know, her and her family are great people, and we're super excited to have them join our family.
Looking back at your younger self, what would you say?
What I would say to my younger self is to work harder, not to be so stubborn, and to just really just love what you're doing, and just know that it'll pay off.